Bonjour à tous, c'est moi, Andrew Gold. Hello everyone, it's me, Andrew Gold here, AIM teacher from Melbourne, Victoria. And I'm sitting on my trampoline. It's actually my kids' trampoline, but it's day one of holidays. And so, what better to do than make a video about 5 things that you can do on your holidays to improve your AIM program for next year. Oh là là, il fait chaud. 5 things you can do. Number 1, do not do any lesson planning in your holidays. Don't do a single lesson. What I want you to do instead is pedagogy plan. Remember, our methodology is all about our pedagogy. You need to have a good understanding of what you're trying to achieve in your class. How is French learnt? How is another language learnt? And what's the way that you're going to teach it to your students? Lesson planning, it's time consuming, and if you think about it, it's just a process where if all you're doing is lesson planning, all you're really doing is just going from that hand to mouth type of preparation. What you need to do is be rock solid in how you go about your teaching. So basically, instead of doing a lesson plan, do a pedagogy plan. What worked for you this year? What didn't work? Go back to those key readings, even on the AIM website. What's the program about? Go back to that and have a think about how you could change your class towards those sort of things. So much more important than individual lessons is your pedagogy. Tip number 2, improve your French room or your language room. For me, my language room is everything. I go into my room every day, I sit down, I don't have any desks, so I just sit on the floor with a cushion and just say, what am I here to do? What am I teaching? Why am I here? I ask myself those types of questions, and so I can just get myself into my gear. I look around my room and go, right, this is my spot. I own this spot. This is where I'm teaching. So what can you improve in your room? How can you make your room flow better? For me, after being in lockdown, I made a big change and took all the furniture out of my room. So much more space. I added a lot more vocabulary to my walls, laminated cards with Velcro dots. Just helps to make the language you're using so much more tangible. Can you add props to your hanging on your walls? Your walls are such an important resource. Can you add a physical ligne magique out the front of your classroom? Can you add some vertical whiteboards to a place in your room so that students can work collaboratively on the wall? Can you add costumes like t-shirts and dresses? Can you stick them on the wall so when the students need to have that vocab, they can actually look at something or go and touch something? You know, we're all small and short on space. We teach languages. We don't tend to get the biggest rooms in the school. So how can you use the ceiling, the walls, the floor? How can you use your screen to enhance things? Remember, you're going for short activities. You know, my lessons are seriously a series of short activities with heaps of different types of skills and vocab being used. I highly recommend that you look at your room and jig it around in order to give yourself the best chance of positive lessons once you go back next year. Yeah, so that's number 2. Okay, number 3. Vocab, vocab, vocab. I really got caught slipping on this one. For the first few years that I did AIM, I just thought, okay, right, we've got this set of vocab. We have to, you have to stay within those limitations of the vocab that you're given. Now, I completely understand scaffold of vocab is what the program is about. So using those 300, 400, 500 words consistently, using the actions and building your conversations around those words is super important, super important. But what is also very important, particularly in Australia or any country that has a standardized curriculum, you need to be able to build those vocabulary areas into your classes. The days of the week, the months of the year, the colors, the numbers, all those things that parents are also expecting that their students learn, they've got to be in your classes. Okay, so I know that you can get into an AIM lesson and it seems like it's quite complex grammar you're talking about. before you get into that, on that same lesson, you could be just doing 2-3 minute activities, revising those key areas that not only parents want, that the curriculum asks for. So taking time now to really laminate, create those resources, use your laminator, get cards, get things colourful, posters. If you don't have a room, you can be laminating posters now, creating posters, sticking them up in the different classes around the school, with permission of course, and getting yourself the best possible chance for those students to comfortably have that vocab that they also want to know when they go home. They want to know that they've actually learnt areas of key things that they think are important. Now, we know that obviously having critical fluency is the most important thing, but those things are also important too. So spend some time in the holidays to get those resources organised. If I could recommend a really good resource, it's Les Questions Rapides. Now, Richard Smith is a fantastic AIM educator. I will put his link down in the comments for this video. You really need to check out his website, and on that is lots of downloadable resources that he's happy to share, including the Questions Rapides. They're just a great resource to run with your students at the start of the lesson. 10 questions, very simple ones. Quel âge as-tu? Comment tu t'appelles? Things like that. You can just run those and, you know, alleviate some of that pressure for when parents or your principal perhaps is asking, what are you actually teaching besides frogs and cats, you know, that type of thing. So yeah, get around that. Number 4, join Twitter. Twitter is an amazing resource. Wow, I joined this year, and not just as a voyeur, but to actually participate in conversations. Just focus it on around your career, and you don't have to just focus on AIM. Just read what other people are doing, what other language teachers are doing in all parts of the world, senior or junior, you know, and junior primary or high school. You know, it doesn't matter. They could even be they're researchers as well. I mean, you can learn so much on Twitter, and even get ideas for that week or for the next class. I found so many useful resources on there and ideas just to expand your mind. AIM is super important. AIM is what we're about, but there are so many other ways to go about teaching that you need to have an understanding of, and perhaps, you know, incorporate in your classes if you feel that it works as a good fit with AIM. Number 5, read, and read. You've got 5, 6, 7 weeks ahead of you to do some reading. Read up, find out about some literature that you really want to know about teaching. I'm currently reading a book by Gianfranco Conti. It's a fantastic book. I'll leave that in the comments as well. Just about research he's done about the way that students learn languages. I'm going to go to Sylvia Duckworth. Sylvia Duckworth is a fantastic, has amazing resources on our website. These things take a long time to digest, a long time to read, and a long time to sort through and sift through. And the holidays is the best time to do that. Not when you're stressed out during term 1 or 2, thinking about how you can expand your methodology or pedagogy. You do it now. Don't worry about the time in the class. You can work that out on the fly. You need to get your methodology and your understanding of of language teaching rock solid. Another person is Richard Smith. I can't speak more highly about his videos on YouTube and his personal website. Check him out. He is an inspiring educator for our methodology, and yeah, definitely one of my personal heroes in the classroom. I watch his videos all the time and just think about what can I do to emulate some of his success. How can I be more like him? And that's totally fine. Anyway, that's the 5 tips for things to do in your holidays. please take a good break. You've earned it, particularly after this year, and I can't wait to speak more with you in 2020 and in 2021. Take care.